welcome back to my channel where we talk about parenting, well-being and lifestyle. So if you're new here, my name is Cynthia Ofodile. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you some of the dangerous practices that can harm a baby. If you've been following me before, thank you for following me, and if you haven't started following me, please start following me now, because I'll be sharing with you lots of parenting tips and hacks, things we need to do to make sure that our babies and children are safe. Let's dive in today's topic, the dangerous practices that can harm a baby. I know as parents or as a mom or dad, we sometimes get so worried about our children. Are they going to be safe if I do this, if I do that? Especially new parents are still trying to adapt in their new life of becoming a parent, which I understand fully because I've been there before and I know what it takes to, when you're still very new, you have a new baby, you don't even know what to do next. How do I lie this baby down and this and that? So do not worry. Today we'll be talking about some dangerous practices that can be harmful to a child, which some of these practices are mothers and grandmothers think they are, good for the babies, but no, they are not. They can harm these babies. Now, the first one is force feeding a child. Okay, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out why some parents will be force feeding a child. So why will you force your child to eat food to start with? Now, I'm not trying to, to condemn anybody. You are a great parent, you're doing well. Now, some parents will be like, my baby is 4 months old, they now grab my finger and whenever I'm eating, they want to eat what I'm eating. Yes, that baby is developing. That baby is developing a skill, what we call gross motor skill. So that skill is when they want to grab anything. So we'll be talking about child's development in our next video, where we'll go in details and talk about the stages of development from 0 weeks till when they are 1 year old. What happens when you force feed a child? You are forcing that child to eat the food you have made for that child, assuming you're giving that child what we call pap or custard, like a semi-solid food. Now, why should you start giving your child food at 4 months old? That I still don't understand why some parents are so in a hurry to feed their child. That child, her organs or his organs are still developing and they need time to develop. Some scientists have come up with leaving your child till 6 months, which is ideal because that child, the stomach has developed to accommodate the solid food which will be coming in, gradually. But if you start so early, this might have some effect on the child, and then you end up again force feeding the child, you must eat this food. No. Now let me explain to you what happens when you force feed a child. This is your baby and you're holding your baby, you want to force feed them. You end up tilting their head downwards, isn't it? So that when you give them food, it goes down. Now what happens when you have done this? Their airways is blocked. Assuming you as an adult and someone wants to force feed you, how will you feel? Exactly the same way you will feel, and you wouldn't want anyone to force feed you. That is the same way that baby is feeling at that moment. If a child doesn't want to eat your food, do not force them. When they are hungry, they will definitely eat. Because if you force feed a child, holding them that way and grabbing them with your arms and everything so tightly, the baby cannot move. And when you do this, your child cannot breathe. The airways has been blocked because you are force feeding that child, and some of the food might go into the nose or even into the mouth and go into the wrong pipe. And when this happens, the child will start to choke. And when that child starts choking, you might not know because you are so busy force feeding that child. The child might end up dead before you even realize that the child has died because of these dangerous practices. I was talking with a friend the other day and she had to take her child to hospital because her child had a fever which was not breaking. So it happened that at the emergency unit, a baby died because of this same issue. A baby of 3 months old died. Why? Because the parents were force feeding the baby a semi-solid food, all in the name of and they just lost the innocent child for just doing some practices which we are not supposed to do, which even some of our grandmothers will say, that's fine, that just feed them, they need to eat food. No, when the child is hungry, they'll eat food. Pleading with you, if you're seeing this video, please share this video and tell everybody you know, or if you witness anyone force feeding a child, to stop that practice. That's a very dangerous practice, and it has killed lots of children. So we need to keep sharing this information to prevent this from happening. We need to create more awareness so that people will become more informed about this. Please. One we are going to talk about now is shaking a child or even throwing them up in the air. That's another dangerous practice. Yes, I know some of our mothers will be like, when they come for babysitting, when you have a baby, we call it omugo in my language. So when they come for that omugo, they'll be like, they want to take over everything, which is fine. I absolutely, understand. I want them even to help out, bat the baby, and even help out you that is still in pain or something. So, but then some of the practices they want to do, don't get me wrong, they are trying to do those things which they believe they have used in the, during their own time, trying to nurse their baby and everything. So they also want to use the same practice in this modern day to try to bat the baby, saying that they need to wash away all the debris the baby came to the world with. They want to wash it off. That is fine. But then what we should be aware of is throwing them up and down, just to say, if they normally say, if I throw them up, then it will stop the baby from being scared of height. All those things are myths. You don't need to throw the baby up and catch them. This can disorganize the baby's brain, which is still developing, which is still very premature, but we think the brain is fully developed. No, the brain is still developing. Assuming you are trying to throw the child up and you are not able to catch that baby, what is going to happen? And if the baby slips out of your hand and hits the skull on the ground, I'm not trying to scare anybody here, but I'm just trying to be realistic here. Okay, that might cause a brain injury or even death of that baby. This is just because we want to do some practices. No, it's not very easy with mothers and grandmothers when they come over and want to help, but it's your duty as the parent of the child, your mom, and say, Mom, please, Mama, please, don't do this. So this is not a good practice. I know sometimes they might want to argue with you and say, no, are you telling me what I know? I did it for you and all your siblings. I know, but you need to keep insisting because this is your child. You know the best practice for your child. You can refer them, tell them, go and watch this online and listen to this online. You see the effects this is giving to the child's brain. The brain has not fully matured and this is happening to the brain. So we need to stop all those practices. I believe it might not be, so easy to start with, but with time, when you keep nagging them about it, they'll stop doing it, and they should just do the little ones. You can just watch them, move them.